to my channel. My name is Suzanne, and today we're just going to continue on with our core series and do a few stretches for hips. And so we're going to start on hands and knees. I've got a couple of blocks here. They may not be necessary for you, but if you have blocks handy to support you, it's always a nice idea to have them available. And so we're going to just start by stepping the right foot forward to the outside of the hand, and then just heel toe that foot into the center to frame the foot with the hands. You may need to widen your stance by just picking up that back knee and placing it down a little bit. So here's where blocks might come in handy. So if it's hard for you to reach down to the mat, you might want to have a block on either side of the foot to feel that support. And so we're really going to draw the right hip back and the left hip forward. The back toes can be curled under, or the top of the foot can be flat on the mat, so just find what works best for you. So we're opening into the left hip flexor here, and just continue to breathe these long, slow breaths. So imagine you're pulling that right heel back. And then from here, take the hands to the knee and begin to press up to stack the shoulders over the hips. Keep sinking into that left hip. Relax the shoulders. So this just deepens the stretch into the hip flexors. And then option to either stay here, or you can take the arms up alongside the ears, soften the shoulders, spread the fingers wide, maybe even looking up. Just breathe. Inhale and exhale, hinging back forward. And then heel toe the foot across the mat and bring that right knee down behind the right wrist. Press the mat away with the palms to lengthen into the spine, and just check in behind to make sure that back leg is coming straight out from the socket, and we're setting up for our pigeon pose here. So draw the right hip back, the left hip forward, so a deep stretch into the outer right hip and glute, and you may want to use a block or a cushion to just place underneath the raised hip for a little bit of added support. Again, completely optional. So lengthen the spine with an inhale, and then on the exhale, you can start to lower down to forearms or maybe all the way. And sometimes I like to have a block just to rest my forehead here. So keep drawing the right hip back, the left hip forward. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, and send the breath into any tight places. Long, smooth breaths. Stay with the sensation. Stay with those breaths. Inhale and exhale. Press into the palms to lift back up. Curl those back toes under. Remove any supports you might have under that raised hip. And then take the leg back. Bring the knees as wide as the mat. Sink the hips back towards the heels. Reach into the fingers.
and forehead can come down to the mat. Just notice what you're feeling, noticing maybe differences from one side to the other. And then reach into the hands, come back forward into our tabletop position, and we'll step the left leg to the outside of the left hand, heel toe it in. Front knee is over the ankle, and maybe scooching that back knee back a little bit if you feel like you need to widen the stance. Lengthen the spine with an inhale, setting up those blocks underneath the palms if you'd like them there. Draw the left hip back, the right hip forward. Long, smooth breaths, breathing into the sensation. Notice what you're feeling. It can be quite different from one side to the other. And then bringing the hands to the knee, start to press up, shoulders over hips. Reach out through the crown of the head, lengthening the spine, relax those shoulders down. Keep drawing the left hip back, the right hip forward. And then option to stay here or to take the arms up, looking up, spread the fingers, relax the shoulders and breathe. Inhale and exhale. Hinge it forward and then start to heel toe that foot across the mat, eventually bringing the left knee down behind the left wrist. Taking the time to set up, checking with that back leg that it's coming straight out, and if you feel like you'd like a support under the raised hip, going ahead and placing that there. Lengthen the spine with an inhale, draw the left hip back, the right hip reaches forward to try to square those hips, and then exhale, begin to lower down to forearms, or blocks, or all the way. Just breathe. Noticing maybe differences from one side to the other. Stay with the sensation, stay with the breath. And then press back up to the palms, back toes curl under, remove any supports you might have under the hip, and then take the left leg back, both knees as wide as the mat, sink the hips back, forehead comes down into your child's pose, and just notice maybe the hips feel a little bit more even now, a little bit more open. And then press yourself back up. So just a few stretches that you can add in to support your core. Great to do if you've been doing a lot of sitting. Also great stretches for runners. And yeah, just you can add them in to part of your routine to support your core. Thank you for joining. Please leave a comment. Namaste.